All right. I believe I am streaming. Dope. Let's go. Oh my bloody hell. Why is this not? There we go. Hello, 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 guys. How's it going? Want to know who in history are you related to? Yeah, I make videos about your guys' ancestors, help you find out who you're related to, make a video about who we find. So I just want to know who off the top of your head are you related to? Share what you know, who you know, when you know, I guess what era. Like, where in the world does your family come from? What do you know off the top of your head? Let's see what we can do. I make videos about your guys' ancestors. So on these streams, honestly, I'm just trying to chat with you guys, get to know people, help you guys realize that you guys have pretty cool ancestors that you should learn more about. And if you don't know anything about them, I just hang out, see what other people know, and see, see what you are missing out on, I guess. Allie, you're related to George Washington. Do you know how close you are? Because no one's actually I guess two George Washington first comments of the stream, two George Washingtons, but George Washington's wife Martha. What's up, Out of the Weeds? How's it going? But yeah, so for both of you guys, Allie and Jude DMV, what's going on? It froze. Oh, I got a fan. Oh, awesome. George Washington's in the chat. Oh my gosh, George Washington's in the chat. Holy, that's insane. But yeah, guys. So George Washington in the chat. George, you were infertile. You couldn't have kids, so no one's actually a direct descendant of you, of George Washington. George was only ever a stepfather. He never had kids of his own. Martha, his wife, was married and then she was widowed before. She had a couple kids that she brought into the marriage. So George only ever raised them. They never had kids. They got married in their like late 20s, so they could have had kids. Hey, we're technically related. Probably. Probably. Mindscape Trips Reality says that they are related to Winston Churchill. Baller. That's cool. I've heard that some people say that he's not all it's cracked up to be. I don't know. It could just be one side of the internet. You never know. Oh, okay. I'm a stepfather of King George. I don't think so. I don't think George Washington's a stepfather of King George. All right, descendant of Genghis Khan. Yeah, if you guys have any sort of Asian descent, you guys are gonna have 10% DNA of Genghis Khan. He forcibly got his DNA around in his time and his conquering. Madison says, "I have such a hard time finding out who I'm related to. I did ancestry tests and all." Well, if you don't, if you want to do it, or Kyler, you're asking how can you check, guys? I do a 1 hour video call with you guys off this live stream, to where we help you build out your family tree, make a video about who we find. So if you guys want to, on that video call, we through public records, through like the names of your parents and grandparents, stuff that you know off the top of your head, nothing private or like DNA or anything. We piece together your family tree. So if you're interested in that, shoot me a DM or just go to the website on my profile's description here. We got Robert Ely, Ian Emott. Robert Ely, I just did a video on him 2 or 3 videos ago. Robert E. Lee, the fun fact about him, I guess, to talk about this in the video, he died not a citizen of any country. He tried to get back into the United States, as did all the Confederate states re-entering into the Union. But whoever took his swearing an oath of allegiance to the country lost his paperwork. So, interesting fun fact there. He died, and then 100, I think it's 105 years. He died in 1870, and then in 1970, yeah, 105 years after he died. Yeah, 100, yeah, something like that. President Ford posthumously reinstated him. Tri-State Race Media says, "I've got a neat one for you if you're interested." Brother, that's the whole point of this little banner right here. That's the whole I am interested. Who are Whipples related to? I don't know. Last names, that's a good question to ask. I get asked that question all the time, like, oh, what do you know about this last name? And it's kind of an impossible question to answer just because it's like, there's so many branches of a family tree. It's kind of like saying, hey, what do you know about dogs? And you're like, I don't know what breed, It's kind of a hard, impossible question to satisfactory answer. So let's see here. But yeah, guys, if you guys like history content, shoot me a follow. I'm making videos about people in history who are not just making videos trying to go viral, but I'm making videos about people that you've never heard of before, maybe, who are the ancestors of you guys. We help you find out who your ancestors are, and then I make a video about who we find. So that's kind of what we do here. That's our spiel. SK from HP Smiley Face says that they're related to an author, Charles Dickens. Nice, Charles Dickens. Fun fact about Charles Dickens is he was born in Portsmouth, England. Portsmouth is where a lot of the ships for World War II for D-Day shipped out from. I'm Mormon. I did a 2-year mission in England, and I actually lived in Portsmouth. I walked by his birthplace, the house that he was born in. Every single day, they have a little plaque outside saying Charles Dickens was born in this home. So that's my connection there to Dickens there. We got Patrick Swayze's cousin. Hunter Thelmont is related to Patrick Swayze's cousin. I look like clavicular? Dude, that's... I don't act like him. He's homeboy's a douche. We got TR, you're related to Robert the Bruce. Robert the Bruce is fascinating. So Robert the Bruce, he was a king of Scotland in around 1308, I want to say. After William Wallace, after like Mel Gibson was executed, after, you know, the whole freedom, right? Robert the Bruce took over the Scottish fight for independence against England and won. 20 years after Robert the Bruce, I think it's like 17 years after Robert the Bruce, he actually finally beat King, I want to say it's Edward? King Edward? I can't remember which English king it was. Yeah, guys, if you guys say who you're related to, can you guys say like verified as in you've seen the paper trail that connects you to them, or like rumor, right? You know, lore, rumor, right? Kenzie, you said we literally just found out that your boyfriend is cousins with Queen Elizabeth II. Cousins probably removed, right? Probably, but that's sick. Yeah, if you guys have any sort of British ancestry, you can find a lot of presidents, queens, kings, and stuff like that. Because, you know, going throughout history, people are gonna either, who knows if it's real or not, but it's kind of like Bigfoot. More fun to say that's true. It's no fun to be a stick in the mud, but who knows how legit it is. But yeah, you can often find royalty in your family tree. Cheyenne Fraser says, I'm supposed to be the great-great-granddaughter of a Native American chief. Do you know which one, Cheyenne? Is it the Cheyenne chief? But yeah, dude, we got 4 followers in 6 minutes, guys. Thank you so much. If you guys like history stuff, shoot me a follow. Ben Schillinger says that he's related to Frodo Baggins. I did a video explaining how cousins removed works, and I used Frodo and Pippin and their cousin relationship to explain how, like, the, you know, first cousin, I think Frodo and Pippin are second cousins once removed on their mother's side, on Frodo's mother's side, and third cousins twice removed on his father's side. We got the Wright brothers. Dynasty King, you're related to the Wright brothers, the brothers who are the famous people to do a first like motorized flight. That's awesome. Yeah, I got the Wright brothers in mind too. They're pretty common with people of British ancestry or people with British ancestry. I think I got the Wright brothers. I think they're under entertainers and artists, inventors and scientists. Yeah, I got the Wright brothers as well. If you guys want to find out who your ancestors are, shoot me a DM. We do a 1-hour video call with you. It's only $25. I used to do it for free, but I got overwhelmed. Too many people signed up, and I got blown off. So I set aside a day for it, and then only like 40% of the people showed up. But yeah, we do a one-on-one video call with you, and we build out your family tree through public records. So it's kind of cool. Shoot me a DM if you want to do that. Okay, we got Nadoros. You're related to Jim Thorpe. Dude, that's sick. Yeah, Ken Sheehan, guys, by the way, in the chat, he can attest. He's done it with me. We're legit. You know, the call is legit. You know, I don't just let's see here. Oh, I love this comment. Sophia says, I know. You're all related to colonists and slave owners. Wow, so cool. It is cool, Sophia. It is fascinating and cool to be related to know who you're related to. Guys, you should not be ashamed of anyone that you're related to because you didn't do what they did. Anyone who tries to make you feel ashamed for your ancestors is trying to manipulate you and abuse you. Don't listen to them. They don't have your best interests at heart. So don't ever be ashamed of your ancestors. You don't have to be proud of what they did, but you don't have to be ashamed of what they did either, or about being related to them, right? You can't change the past. Who are you related to? Snowy Prodigy asks. Who, me? Oh, thank you for asking about me, I guess. Let's see. I don't know. You guys want to see someone? I'll show you someone. Cool. Let's go. I am related to Marie Antoinette. Let me show you. Let me screen share here for 2 seconds. Marie Antoinette and I and me and her. We are 6th cousins, 8 times removed. So Marie Antoinette and I share... who's this? Herzog Wilhelm, these people, these German, German Prussian royalty. And then she was 6th cousins with one of my ancestors, and then it's been 8 generations since that cousin relationship. So there's someone. All right. Anne Boleyn and the prison guard that Bonnie and Clyde killed. That is sick, Leslie. That's awesome. That's a cool poll. Dude, we're at 16 followers in 9 minutes, guys. Thank you so much. Shoot me a DM if you guys want to find out your ancestors. Shoot me a follow if you just like history content, or if you just know that following doesn't really matter anymore because the algorithm will show you what the algorithm wants to show you. But yeah, so let's see. Who do you guys have here? I'm related to a truck stop killer. Oof. Dude, I live off of I think it's I-40. I live in the Knoxville region, and so I think I-40 cuts through. And I heard it's a big like serial killer. There's a lot of unsolved murder mysteries from truck drivers here. We got Paul Pot. I feel like I should know who Paul Pot is. I've heard that name before. Who's Paul Pot? Can I put three fingers in front of my face? Yes, guys, I'm not AI. I'm real. My camera is higher quality than what my computers can handle, so it's a little laggy. Bear with me. But yes, I'm very much so real, guys. My name is Peyton Wilfley. I run All Tales. I was the second string quarterback at American River College in 2014 and 2017. I'm a real person. I just don't have a camera that can handle, or a computer that can handle my camera. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, James K. Polk. Who said that? James K. Polk. James K. Polk, president of the United States in the I want to say 1840s ish. Yeah, Polk was fascinating. In a 4-year term, he added 1/3 of the continental lower 48 landmass, which is pretty impressive for a 4-year term. He's the one who got the Oregon Territory from England, and then he got the Mexican territory, with the Mexican-American War from Mexico. So let's see here. Benjamin and Sherry McEwen, thank you guys for following, and Kenzie, thank you three for following. I love you guys. I will stalk your accounts later. I do like to stalk all the accounts of everyone who follows, just to make sure I'm still appealing to everybody of all demographics, not just age and gender, but ideologies. Everyone needs to learn history. Ooh, a bunch of you guys want me to stalk you. Gosh, we got like 6 more. Guys, I will stalk you. Don't bear it. Just archive any videos that you're kind of embarrassed of. We got MRPXZZX. You're related. You are a descendant from people from the Soviet Union. Yeah, dude. I haven't found many people in that region, just because communist countries don't tend to be the most loving and charitable to the world about who lives there. They try to hide a lot of their things, and so they don't release records either. Let's see here. Benjamin Franklin, Connor Kaggle. You're related to Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin is an interesting person in history, just because he was kind of positioning himself to come out pretty good if the Revolutionary War didn't work out in his favor, or at least the way it did. And so I'm doing a video on Benjamin Franklin's sister-in-law, his brother's wife, because if you guys have seen the movie, National Treasure, you guys will be familiar with the Silence Dogood letters. So Benjamin Franklin's brother and sister-in-law owned a printing press. His sister-in-law, after his brother died, was actually the first woman to ever own a printing press in, I think, the world. Very much, at the very least, the United States. But Benjamin Franklin, as a teenager, this is his older brother, he would write letters. That's where he started his kind of political career, I guess you could say. He was writing letters under the pen name of Silence Dogood, criticizing the royal crown. And he got his brother's printing press and whatnot into a lot of trouble, his publication press and whatnot. So kind of interesting. Let's see here. Coleman Gorby. Coleman, is that you? Are you saying your own name? You just want me to say your actual name? Because I don't know who Coleman Gorby is. Yeah, if you guys say who you're related to, can you guys say like verified, as in you've seen the paper trail that connects you to them, or rumor, like it's a lore. K008 says, how do we find this stuff out? So a lot of times, just talk to your parents, your grandparents, if you have connections to them. Say, hey, who are your parents? Who are your grandparents? What's our family story? If you can't talk to them, or if you just don't want to do that, you can do it yourself on like Family Search or Ancestry. Ancestry is kind of lame because it's a really expensive subscription. It's a freemium, so after a free trial, they charge you $40 a month. Family Search is free. It's just Ancestry has a better layout. Family Search is not as good of a layout, but it's free, so it's better. But anyways, or if you don't want to do it yourself, we do it with you. We do a 1-hour video call, one-on-one video call. You come to the call only with just the stuff you know off the top of your head: names of your parents, names of your grandparents, dates of birth, dates of death if applicable, and then from there we can find public records that list who their parents were, so on and so forth. So. Pro tip though, Ancestry is $5 a month with a student email. Ooh, that's sick. There we go. $5 a month with a student email if you guys are students. Yeah. Lexi Moore says, thank the Mormons for Family Search. Oh, homegirl, I am one. Let's go. That's how I know. I mean, I grew up around Family Search because I'm Mormon, and so yeah, the Mormon Church, the LDS Church, owns and subsidizes Family Search to keep it free for everyone. And Family Search has all the same records as Ancestry, so it's nice in that sense, right? So they work together. They're like sister. They don't own each other. Like the church doesn't own Family Ancestry, but they like share records and whatnot. So let's see here. Yes, Lily, I am Mormon. I am a church member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, as they want me to say, but that's a mouthful. So let's see here. Daniel William Cloud, Briley Cloud. Who's Daniel William Cloud? What do they do? What are they known for? America First is related to Francis Scott Key and Ty Cobbs. I don't know who Ty Cobbs is, but I can tell you a little fun fact about Francis Scott Key. It's not, I mean, it's what he's known for. Yeah, goodbye. Someone said goodbye for me being Mormon. Well, see you later. So yeah, Francis Scott Key, he's the author of the American National Anthem, the Star Spangled Banner. He was negotiating for the exchange of prisoners in the War of 1812 in the Baltimore Harbor. And they said, hey, cool, yeah, we agreed to this exchange of prisoners, but before we let you off the ship, we're going to keep you overnight because we're going to bombard Fort McHenry right there, and it's going to fall, and then the war's over. So, you know, if it doesn't, we'll let you off, and, you know, you keep going, but it's going to fall. And so the song was about him watching that fort throughout the night get bombarded by, I think they say probably like up to, you know, thousands of cannon shells hitting after the fort. And so they were trying to knock down the flag, and they couldn't. Will Family Search work outside? Yeah. My family tree goes all the way back to England, Germany. What are some other countries? Lithuania. Lithuania's tough. Like the countries that were war torn and had civil wars, and you know all that stuff. Records are often pretty hard to find. So you'll find your ancestors who came and immigrated to the U.S., but you often can't find them back there because they're either changing their name to flee from the war, or the records are just gone, or they just haven't been uploaded. Should we try it, bro? Yes, Wes, we should try it, bro. What about Spain? Is great. Spanish records are phenomenal. I love it. If anyone has Mexican ancestry or Spanish ancestry, the records are very, very well kept. I'm related to Brigham Young, Mormon Church, LDS, dude. Who said that? Lace Soph. That's dope. I'm Mormon. I obviously have a bias towards him, but Brigham Young is just from a secular standpoint, looking at him just from no bias. He's just a fascinating person in history. Jared's got Joseph Smith, the founder of the Mormon Church that preceded Brigham Young. But yeah, so the LDS history is just fascinating, even just from an academic standpoint. Let's see here. How do you find your family history, Josh? Shoot me a DM. I can tell you. I don't want to sound like a broken record on here. Levi, are Spanish records better kept due to government or churches, or both? Both. Yeah. Often one and the same, depending on how far back or where in history you go. Oliver Gilbert, you said Thomas Jefferson, you have seen papers, your family has a whole book. Dude, that's sick, dude. The very first call I did with someone who wasn't just a friend, they were like, dude, I swear up and down, dude, I am a direct descendant of Thomas Jefferson. And we found the Jefferson line on their tree, and then we fact-checked every parent-child relationship, and I was like, dude, they connected the wrong kid to the parents, and I had to break it. And it was with the last name Jefferson, but it wasn't to Thomas Jefferson anymore. So sometimes I had to break someone's have to break the news to someone, you know. Let's see here. Oh, my camera went off. I have to unplug it, plug it back in. Dude, we're at 42 followers in 17 minutes, guys. Thank you so much for liking what I'm doing. If you guys like history content or anything like that, shoot me a DM. Or subscribe. Give us a follow. I'm trying to post on a regular basis. It's tough. I got a wife and a kid and a second on the way, so I'm trying to make this my full-time job. So I guess the more followers you get, the more I can justify to my family quitting my roofing job. But gotta keep all the balls juggling. Corey says, I'm related to Andrew Ponton, who wrote the Come and Take It letter. Ooh, that's sick, dude. That's awesome. What if nobody has ever immigrated and your whole family is still there today? That comes down to the laws of that country, what they'll release. Like, I know Brazil doesn't really release any records on anyone leaving. Or Brazil doesn't release any records on anyone living. Like America will release. I found my freaking voter registration on Ancestry and Family Search from 2022. So like I can find stuff on you guys if I cared to, that the government has just released legally. Nothing that will like dox you or out you or anything like that. But different countries allow different records to be released on living people, so it's kind of tough. Just depends. Yeah. Backwoods Shinner. Is that a word? Did I just slur or something like that? Says that they are related to Giles Bridges, the third Baron Chandos of Sudeley for Queen Elizabeth I. I've never heard. I lived in England for 2 years and I've never heard of any of those words that you just said. I just watched Pride and Prejudice last night with my wife. Still didn't hear those words last night. So, guys, by the way, anyone, guys, I'm now a Pride and Prejudice expert. If you guys have questions about the movie Pride or the book Pride and Prejudice, I'm your guy. My wife explained it to me because I was lost. Now I know everything. All right, let's see here. When was the War of 1812? It was from 1812 to 1815. It ended in December of 1814, but the final like ceasefire and everything like that wasn't got received by everyone until January of 1815. Hans Junge, I don't know who that is. JFK's wife is your what's her Jackie, right? Jackie Kennedy is your ninth cousin somehow. Well, you say somehow because you guys go back 9 generations to a mutual ancestor. No shade, but do you have a hair transplant? Hell yeah, I did. No shade taken, dude. I used to be bald. I got my dad's hairline. That whole like, oh, you get your mom's dad's hair. Bullcrap. My grandpa, my mom's dad died at 96 years old, full head of hair. I at 23, 22, freaking looked like a 45-year-old guy with a mortgage that he couldn't afford. And so I went to Turkey. Spent 5 grand, went to Turkey. Worst case scenario, I lost 5 grand and had a story to tell. Best case scenario, I have hair. So yeah. Typically, it takes one to know one. Typically, people who have gotten one can spot it. So, Napoleon Bonaparte and Sonny Schroer from the Duke of Hazzard and founder of Door County, Wisconsin. Dude, how related are you to Napoleon Bonaparte? I'm trying to find Napoleon in someone's tree so I can make a video on him. Just have yet to find him. It's Carter says that they're related to Jeffrey Epstein. He's your grandpa, Bologna. Let's see here. Ulysses S. Grant is your great uncle. Yeah, Grant's up on my list. I just did Robert E. Lee, and I gotta do Grant. Grant and Lee are like I always get them every live stream. Yeah, I didn't get my dad's hair. Yeah, neither did either of my brothers, but I did. So, Ken, I still need to do your story. I do. Ken, I don't know where you're at in my to-do list. Let me look at my to film list. I've done 3. I know I haven't done yours yet. I have 3 videos coming out here. One on Baldwin II, the King of Jerusalem from 1120, 11 teens to 1130 or something. And then I have 2 unknown people that no one's ever heard of before. Ken, where are you at? Where are you at? Where are you at? Ken, you are numero. Holy crap, Ken, you're far down, dude. No, you're not that far. I just missed you. Ken, you are number. Let's see here. Oh, Ken, where are you at? Too many people with 10. You're number 156. Ken, no, you're actually up. Ken, I do need to do your video. I have it picked out already. Ken, I'm doing George Washington for you. That's right. Jack, how am I doing this? On TikTok Live Studio on my computer. But if you guys want to find out who your ancestors are, I was being coy. But if you guys want to find out who your ancestors are, you can do it yourself on Family Search. There's going to be a learning curve. You might get discouraged, and if you do, we do a $25 1-hour video call with you where we build your tree out with you. It saves you about 10 to 15 hours of trial and error. Yeah, Ken, I'll show you. I'll send it to you when I post it. Welcome back to your FLP. I guess. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I'll do everything I can to earn this honor. Sudeley Castle is a historic castle in Cotswolds, in the Cotswolds. I can never say that word first try. England, known for its 1,000-year history. Yeah, the Cotswolds are very beautiful. Let's see here. Gary McKillop says William Bradford came to America on the Mayflower. He was the governor of Plymouth Colony. Ooh, I think I'm also related to William Bradford. I think that's one of the. No, I'm not. I'm related to Cook. I'll share my screen. I'm related to Cook, Moses Fletcher, and Winslow. So I got these Mayflower people right here in my tree. So it's not one Winslow. But fun fact, guys, I'm pretty close to. I want to know, do you guys think Helen Keller is legit? Because Helen Keller, her great aunt Susanna Keller, my great grandmother, direct great grandmother, married Wilfley. So my name is Peyton Wilfley. My first ancestor who moved to America, Johann Christoph Wilfley, married Keller. So I'm pretty closely related to Helen Keller, or not closely, I guess. It's just kind of directly related to her. And dude, there's no way she's legit. Okay. Karen, you're also related to Helen Keller? Dude, we all got a con artist in our family tree somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those conspiracy theories. I'm like, doesn't hurt anyone. It's a fun one. Rocky boy, yes I can. Shoot me DM. Let's see here. 3 live something, and I don't know what your username's trying to say, but Mary Queen of Scots is your 6th great grandmother. I don't think it would be 6th. 6 generations would take you to the Revolutionary War time. It might be 6 times removed from a cousin relationship there, but yeah, Mary Queen of Scots, she inherited the throne at 6 days old, and then she married the man. She conspired and killed her husband, and then married the man who blew him up. She blew up her husband while he was recovering from an illness, or at least this man did. And then she married him a month after he was found acquitted in a very rushed sham trial. And everyone's like, our Catholic queen, because there was a lot of Protestants at the time in Scotland, and like, our Catholic queen just did this. Cool, let's get her out. We have a reason. Let's get her out. So. Fortnite Kid 420, dude, you need to go to bed, dude. Says that they're related to Vlad the Impaler. Vlad the Impaler, dude, he is beloved in, where it's not Transylvania. I found that out the other day. Where's Vlad the Impaler from? Ask Your Girl says, just to let you know, I'm hitting the not interested in this creator. There you go. Let me know how I can further assist you in not seeing me again. Okay, let's go here. Anyone know any knowledge on the Chow last name? No knowledge on that. Last names, it's kind of hard just to give a spiel on a last name, So, it's kind of tough in that sense. Just because it's like the same as saying like, oh, what do you know about dogs? And you're like, well, what breed? There's a lot of breeds. There's a lot of like regions that and so it's kind of the too open-ended, too many branches, that you can go there. Orson Welles is your 4th cousin. He was an author, right? Orson Welles was an author. Is he the one who did 1984? Right? Just found out that you're related to Chris Kyle. Ooh, you got the Chris Kyle is the American Sniper, right? That's who he is, right? Mr. NYCA says related to Hernan Cortez, Isabella de Moctezuma, and Moctezuma Zakozin, second verified 3. Well, then all those people. So yeah, you got the conquistadors, you got Moctezuma. I've done Moctezuma and his father Oxycotl. I need to do Cortez. I got to get him knocked out and get some more niche facts about him, other than the fact that he came to the New World and took over the Aztecs. But George Harrison of the Beatles is your 14th cousin. Yeah, he's common. You can, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know if he's mine. He probably is. I'm not a huge Beatles fan. I'm not a hater. I'm just never really cared. I'm not much of a music person in general. I'm not a music connoisseur, I guess you could say. George Harrison, he's actually not in mine. Never mind. But yeah. Karen, I love genealogy. I can look for free with my church. Yeah, Karen, are you Mormon? So am I. I'm actually my ward's family history consultant, but I'm starting a business. So anyone within my ward boundaries, I do it for free. But outside my ward boundaries, I charge because I am trying to make a business where I help the world learn their family history. Oh, Samuel Chase. He signed the Declaration. Dude, that's awesome. I did a video on what's his name? Arthur Middleton. I'm trying to get all the Declaration of Independence people knocked out. So I'm 1 out of 56 so far. Guys, we're at 52 followers in 28 minutes. Thank you so much, guys. If you guys like history content, shoot me a follow. Shoot me a DM. If you guys like Cheez-Its, I don't know. I was trying to think of something clever. Couldn't. But yeah, so I'm gonna take a little bit of a breather here though. 28 minutes in. My mouth is like cotton. I gotta go get some food and some water. Hope you guys have a great night, and I am hope you guys if you guys are feeling down and depressed, get off social media. You'll feel better. Social media is fake dopamine. So farewell. Have a great night. Shoot me a DM, or if you guys got further questions, Trevor Cole, shoot me a DM. Shoot me a DM. I respond to all my DMs. I just cleared up my DMs today. I'll probably take another couple days to respond. Tyson, you always join before I leave. I know, but dude, doing live streams is tough, dude. Especially when I'm on my own, I have to kind of manage everything. It's a mental strain. If I had like a team or at least one other person local who could help me out, then I could probably go longer. But right now it's just me running everything, so it's kind of hard to have a mental note on everything that's going on. So, anyways, guys, hope you guys have a great night. Shoot me a DM if you have questions. See ya. Ethan, are you on the stream on YouTube? How long ago was this comment? I can't see. How do I end my YouTube live stream? Stop streaming there. There we go.